Mr. Mead. Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Mead.
Perfectly okay, sir. Happens all the time.
Carrington. Well, you know, I kind of Carrington.
It's a bit ambiguous, I admit.
It is. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Yes, council people. I would like to point out a few things as far as to address Ms. Soud's, the Honorable Ms. Soud's comments about she's not aware and that there's only a minimal amount of discrimination. I actually listed several acts of discrimination that have occurred towards me individually since I've resided here in Jacksonville since January 3rd, 1990, and I think I've totaled about 32 acts that have occurred since I've been a resident of the city of Jacksonville. Some of them have involved bomb threats. I actually had somebody send a bomb to my house, had to have the SWAT team come out and exploit it in my front yards. My dogs highly enjoyed that. I've had neighbors stop me from across town when I moved and had JSO officers tell me that, what did I really expect? You are a faggot. I have had my tires stabbed a total of 11 times while as an undergraduate at UNF. And I was told by University Patrol then the same thing, that if I didn't have 2 stickers on my car that said hate is not a family value, and that feminism is the rational notion that women are people too, that people wouldn't stab my tires. I was also told that I was unable to be assisted when I went to the local law school I attended, and somebody had taken some type of metal or sharp device and keyed the word faggot into the side of my vehicle, stabbed 2 tires, and put a Buscini sticker across my gay pride glory flag. I am a United States veteran of the United States Navy, disabled veteran, 4th generation military, 3rd generation sailor, and my daughter has just entered as a sailor herself. So I have a proud lineage of military service amongst my family. All of us are enlisted. Those are just a few of the things. Those are just the highlights of my life as a gay, lesbian, however you want to call it, individual. In fact, the most recent event occurred just over a year ago when one of my fellow peers, an attorney herself, thought it necessary to tell one of her litigants that I was a lesbian. He showed up at my house, tossed 10-pound bags of pennies at me, called me a faggot, a bull dyke, and invited me to suck his appendage. So as far as I guess if you're a white heterosexual male or a white heterosexual female who has got some privilege, apparently you aren't exposed to this type of treatment, I'm sure. As far as it concerns public accommodation, Mr. Gannaman had mentioned the Boy Scouts versus Dale and the Hurley versus Irish American Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual Group of Boston. What he failed to tell you was within his own treaties that those prohibitions, that right to discriminate, was upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court. It would not interfere with people's rights of expression as concerned public accommodations, than that somebody expressing themselves during a parade or perpetuating their own message could not be interfered with by other people who had adversarial interests, and they could not force themselves upon that when that message was incongruent with their own message as a group.
Thank you very much. Mr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do you consider yourself a male or a female?
Well, the last time I looked, I considered myself a female, sir.
Okay. Do you feel like that they are discriminating against you because you are a female? Or is it because of your behavior?
I believe that I'm being discriminated against because I'm a female who habituates in what normally is typified as a male activity, and that is that my romantic partners are female, and therefore I'm a gender non-conforming female.
Okay, it's your behavior that they are not happy with.
It's my sexual orientation they're not happy with.
You are a male or a female. Right?
Through the chair to Mr. Redmond, I am not having sex with my wife when they're behaving that way.
Well, I don't need to know all that, but, you know,
Well, all due respect, you were talking about my behavior, sir, in relationship to my sexual orientation.
Right, they're not involved in that behavior. But your behavior of how you act in public, your behavior of what you want to be as everybody sees you is determining how people are represented to you. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct, sir. Actually, at the time the gentleman hurled the 10-pound bags of pennies at me, I only opened my front door to greet him, so I was not participating in any kind of sexual orientation type of behavior.
Well, that's wrong. That's
and at
wrong,
the time that
no
they
doubt.
peed faggot in the side of my car, I wasn't even there. So.
Yeah, that's wrong for all these bad behaviors. That's wrong, no doubt. But the thing is, the fact is, there are a lot of people that just do not want this type of behavior pushed upon them and their family and their business or their children, basically. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Redmond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Blum. Sorry, I missed you on the queue.
Ma'am? Ms. Mead?
Ms. Mead.
Ms. Mead?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I just want to say, for the record, and I'm sure I understand Councilman Redmond's line of questioning. You didn't do anything. You're not responsible for people treating you that badly. I can't. It's shameful that you've been subjected to that. This isn't. In a million years, I wouldn't suggest that you brought it on yourself because of your behavior. Nobody should be treated that way. And I want to just tell you that under no circumstances would I ever say, well, gee, that person brought it on themselves. Nobody should be treated that way at any time, under any circumstances, for any reason. And very sorry that you had to experience that.
Thank you. If I may say one thing to Councilman Lum, to the chairs. There was an incident involving city workers when they called me a faggot with my 8-year-old daughter in my vehicle with the windows rolled down. And when I went to the Human Rights Commission for assistance, they told me they could not do anything because there was no ordinance protecting me based on sexual orientation.
I can protect you on that basis, on the basis that we don't need our city employees abusing any taxpayer at any time for any reason. And if you would report that to me, or I think probably most of the members of City Council, we'll make sure that gets taken care of.
Well, my daughter's now 24, so it's been a while, sir.
I'm just telling you that that's behavior. We have control over our employees, and they're not supposed to be abusive to anybody at any time for any reason. Thank you, Ms. Mead.
Thank you.